This morning we're at the photo shoot for India the Cookbook, which is a remarkable manuscript by a very special author, Pushpesh Pant. The scope of this cookbook is really what sets it apart from other cookbooks. The breadth of the recipes, the number of recipes and the regions that are covered. It's also an incredibly authentic book. The author lives and works in India and is a culinary expert, having written many cookbooks. Nikita, who's the cook on the shoot, runs his own cooking school, so he's very experienced in Indian food. And Mrs. G is Nikita's mum, and her food knowledge is pretty much unrivaled.
I have been cooking just after marriage. Well, when I was young, not very young, but basic knowledge I had. I watched my mother cooking. The girls used to get married very young, so the most of the cooking was taught by mother-in-law and the mother. Most of the dishes I knew and how to lay on the dishes. So they asked me and I said, yes, I know, I do help them out.
I suppose what I'm trying to do is make it feel natural, make it feel, I guess, in a way like what it isn't, make it feel like it is on somebody's dinner table, and that it's not been created just for the purposes of a photograph being taken of it.
The book is over 1,000 authentic, very traditional Indian recipes. It's separated into 9 chapters, very easy to use, and it covers the whole of India, which is quite unique to this cookbook. There are recipes from every region and in every style of cooking.
The dishes which we're cooking are like the equivalent of cooking something from Portugal right across to Poland. So the ingredients and styles are very different. A lot of the South Indian stuff people might be familiar with, using coconut and curry leaf, yes, but there's other ingredients which are famous from there, cinnamon, star anise. In the north they're using, fenugreek and these very large, fabulous bay leaves which I'm using. Where we're from, we're kind of lucky because we're at, it's kind of like a crossroads between the north and the Mughal influences and that kind of rich use of butter and nuts and things to flavour sauces, and the very sort of fiery, spicy southern end. So it's very diverse. Dishes have a regional bias, so we don't want to be giving people the idea that you can sort of mix and match everything in your own home. Yeah, why not, go for it, but what is traditional, what would be more authentic, is to have the dishes the way which we're trying to arrange them. So coastal dishes where you can have much more coconut, where you might have a lot more rice. Southern dishes, southern India, people use a lot more rice. In the north, people use a lot more wheat. People don't necessarily mix the two.
I think in essence the shoot itself is quite straightforward, and it's pretty much what you can imagine. It's cooking food, choosing how to serve it, and then shooting it. The difficulty is in the volume of food that we shoot each day. It's, I guess you could imagine it as 3 dinner parties happening in the one day.
You've got a guy next door who's demanding stuff to be photoed, so we've got to make sure we've got a regular stream of food coming to him. We've got a small stove, and so we're mixing and moving around each other to get space and to get this stuff done, so it is a real challenge.
One of the things I've enjoyed most, apart from eating the delicious food, is working with the particular team on this shoot. Nikita's done a fantastic job and worked extremely hard. Under fairly difficult conditions, produced really beautiful looking food, which is very important. And also working with Andy. He's normally a location photographer, but for this he's come into kind of a more studio-like setting.
I use natural light, and it's a case of finding a place where the light is working for me, and responding to the way the light is on a particular day, at a particular time. I suppose I want it to look like what it is, but that the lighting is natural and not that the lighting has been created for the photograph.
It's very important that readers know what the food should look like. They know they can see the result they're trying to achieve.
I think me and my girlfriend will book into one of his courses and come and learn how to do some of his stuff.